My dear friends, good morning. This time I come with an interesting subject regarding Siddha medicines of metals and minerals in origin. Verparu, Taleparu, Minjanekal, Parpasinduram, Mella Mella Paru. These are Siddha's words. Explanation is, if the disease is not controlled with herbal medicines, we have to proceed with metallic and mineral preparations like Parpam, Chenduram varieties. Mineral preparations are considered to be the strength of Siddha system. I have learned from 30 years of my clinical experience. As Siddhas said, these medicines are divine medicines. Siddhas used 11 types of ulogangal or metals like iron, zinc, copper, gold, etc. Then 25 types of salts or karasaram, uppugal, like induppu, vediyuppu, poonir, vengaram, etc. Then 64 types of pashanams or padanangal, arsenical compounds, like lingam, gandhagam, manosalai, talagam, gauri. Then 120 types of uparasams, for example, annabedi, abragam, pavalam, muttu. Most of them are naturally occurring and some of them are synthetic, but synthesized only from natural sources, naturally occurring raw materials. Minerals are not directly used in medicine preparations unless otherwise purified properly. Purification is a mandatory process which is adopted to eliminate all sorts of toxic elements, if any, and also to improve the quality and potency of medicines. Annabedi, the green vitriol, is the best medicine for iron deficiency anemia, purified by soaking in lemon juice and kept under sunlight for 3 consecutive days. In this process, the toxic Fe3 component are easily converted to therapeutically valuable Fe2 components. The Fe2 part of the medicine will reach maximum percentage by means of purification. Ferrous sulfate in annabedi will be converted to ferrous citrate and ultimately to alpha Fe2O3 through purification and calcination process. Alpha Fe2O3 is the readily available form of annabedi sunduram which supplements iron in iron deficiency anemia. In Siddha, why we are giving much importance for metallic and mineral preparations? To my knowledge, there are 9 valid reasons. Let us see one by one. Reason number 1. We know that phytochemical profile and concentration of herbal preparations will differ according to geoclimatic conditions and seasonal variations. Many studies has proved. For example, the concentration of bitter alkaloids in Sindhil, Tinospora cordifolia, found higher in March and April months and also during July and August. In other seasons, it will be found in minimum. Such fluctuations in turn will affect the quality and safety and efficacy of medicines. Such issues are not happening in Siddha mineral preparations, more or less stable at all times. Number 2, Siddha mineral preparations are crucial for chronic, challenging and dreadful diseases. For example, the effective usage of Chandamartha Sundaram in rheumatoid arthritis. It relieves arthritic symptoms and reduces the blood parameters like ESR, CRP, RA factor, etc. Then Rasagandhi Medugu. Rasagandhi Medugu reduces viral load in HIV patients. RGM is the drug of choice in post-surgical state of breast cancer also. Padilinga Sinduram and Amayodu Parpam reduces loose stools and pain in irritable bowel syndrome and inflammatory bowel diseases. Our research team under Professor Shibi IG, MSc Chemistry, PhD, we have carried out physicochemical and pharmacological studies on selected metal-based Siddha medicines. In one among our studies, we have established that Shilajat Basmam or Shilajat Parpam is an effective medicine for urolithiasis. You know, the Podugona part of Shilajit starts with the word Kalladaipu. Kalladaipu means urolithiasis. It reduces the elevated calcium, phosphates and uric acid level in blood and urine, and prevents the precipitation of calcium oxalate and calcium phosphate crystals in renal structure. Reason number 3, every mineral preparations in Siddha has a comprehensive effect and action at multi-target cells. For example, Thairchundi Churnam commonly used in diarrhea. Thairchundi Churnam is made up of 5 different salts, dry ginger and curd. Anjuppu Anjupalam Avvalavu Maachukku Minja Pulitha Thairor Visiyile. 4 lines poem from Siddha literature. It is a well established anti-diarrheal medicine in Siddha. Salt content in this medicine will compensate electrolyte loss, which is a consequence in severe diarrhea, and also corrects hydration status. The dry ginger in this medicine has potential antimicrobial effect which kills microorganisms which are responsible for diarrhea, and its antispasmodic and antipyretic effect relieves spasmodic pain in the abdomen and fever. So it is very clear that one medicine is enough to control diarrhea, associated symptoms and complications. This is something called a comprehensive effect or inclusive effect of Siddha medicine. Armugha Chinduram, commonly used to treat rheumatoid arthritis, is another example. Mercuric sulfide content in Armugha Chinduram may be the reason for its anti-arthritic property. In our study, we found that the presence of alpha Fe2O3 in Armugha Chinduram. This is vital to correct anemia. We all know that anemia is not uncommon in rheumatoid arthritis since it is an autoimmune disorder. Reason number 4, we can use the same medicine against different diseases just by changing vehicle. This is the greatness of Siddha medicines. For example, Nagaparpam. It is given in buttermilk for peptic ulcer, jaggery for tuberculosis, milk for osteomyelitis, sugarcane juice for venereal disease, and water for skin disorders. The point what we have to understand that Anupanam is the finest technique employed by ancient Siddhas to dispense a drug molecule to the appropriate targeted biomolecule. The way adopted by Siddhas looks very similar to modern way of targeted drug delivery. Another advantage is medicine suspended in the Anupanam or vehicle released in the appropriate site in gastrointestinal tract for absorption. Reason number 5, it is about the particle size. Research report justifies that Parpam and Chinduram in Siddha has mixed type of particles like nano and nearing nano. Our research with metal-based Siddha medicines also substantiates this fact. Particle size is very crucial in the absorption, distribution, drug availability, etc. Particle size is also one among the factors which decides the pharmacokinetics and the dynamics. One research report explains that most of the particles present in Ayagandha Sinduram are in nano and near nano, ranges from 79 to 83 nm. Nano-sized particles can attach with the cell surface and can diffuse readily inside the cells. So we can understand that the particle size is able to influence the efficacy of the medicine. Number 6, beside therapeutic effects, mineral preparation supplements macro minerals and micronutrients simultaneously. Based on a study report of other researchers, I can say if a person take, for example, Gomutra Shilajit for male infertility or oligospermia, he can get calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, zinc, copper, nickel, chromium and manganese simultaneously, which are very essential for physiological functions. These elements in Gomutra Shilajat are taking a responsible role in spermatogenesis, sperm maturation, sperm motility, preservation of germinating epithelia, and regulation of enzymatic activity in semen. Reason number 7, mineral preparations are possessing extensive shelf life. The shelf life of a Chanduram variety is 75 years. The shelf life of Parpam 100 years. The shelf life of Kattu, Urukku, Kalangu varieties the same 100 years. Chunnam we can preserve for 500 years. No expiry date for Chattu and Gurukulige type of medicines. It is very clear that once we prepare such medicines, we could preserve for generations, which means medicines will not be degraded and will be stable during entire shelf life, provided they are properly stored and keep away from all sort of physical, chemical and biological hazards. Reason number 8, the therapeutic dose of mineral preparations is very minimal. This is enough to exhibit optimum effect. For example, 65 milligram is the therapeutic dose of Rasasinduram, which is commonly used for cancer. Then 30 milligram to 65 milligram is the therapeutic dose of Tangaparpam, which is commonly prescribed for autoimmune disorders. Then 60 to 130 milligram is the dose for Kasturi Karuppu, which is prescribed for bronchitis. 100 to 200 milligram is the dose of Sivanar Amrudam, which is advised for allergic skin manifestations. Very simple doses. Then lastly, the reason number 9. It is very important. Except gold related Siddha medicines, all other mineral preparations are very cheap and cost effective. Siddha treatment will not impose any financial setback even in long term administration or long term treatment. These are the few informations I wanted to share with you. We will see the detailed portion in this context in future videos. Do research in mineral preparations and enjoy your clinical practice.